Once upon a time, there were 13 American colonies. They were really mad at this dude, George, who treated them really badly. So they found their own George and threw out the old George. Now they had to create a new government. The colonies wanted to unite as a nation, but they were fearful of powerful central governments like George's stinky old government. That's why the founders of the United States only gave a few powers specifically to the central federal government. These are the enumerated or delegated powers. Some of the enumerated powers given to Congress in Article 1 include borrowing money, regulating foreign commerce, coining money, establishing post offices, declaring war, and more. Enumerated powers given to the president include appointing ambassadors, making treaties, and being commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So that's all well and good, but what about all the other things that governments in the United States do? Well, Amendment 10 of the U.S. Constitution says that the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. People who read Amendment 10 very literally will say that the federal government can only do the things that the Constitution specifically says it can do, that is, its enumerated powers, and therefore the states have the rest of the powers, called the reserved powers. But throughout American history, people have argued that the national government also has implied powers. These are powers not specifically granted to the national government by the Constitution, but which it should exercise nonetheless because of the necessary and proper clause and the general welfare clause. That's why the federal government can do all sorts of things not mentioned in the Constitution, like sending people into space, or outlawing drugs, or racially integrating public schools, or regulating advertising, or monitoring disease outbreaks, or building atomic bombs, or spying on the American public. But in addition, there are also powers shared by both the federal and the state governments, known as concurrent powers. Both the federal and state governments collect taxes, build roads, fund education, and create lower courts. So all in all, there are lots of powers held by different levels of government. They might be confusing, but now you know the 5 kinds of powers, which will help you get a 5 on the AP test.